The Spear beta is ending right now, and probably ended by the time you watch this video, but I wanted to make a little bit of a review of each of the weapons, each of the spears on each of the classes, and so you guys can also think, hey, what did I think about it? Oh, we have a bit of a conversation. Subscribe to the channel for more this. Go to my coffee if you want to support me, and let's get into it. So I have the little tier list right here. I'm just gonna be doing it and talking about each of the actual, let's do it like this actually, each of the actual spears on each of the classes. We also have the benchmarks here. I had them here just in case. I don't want to consider DPS that much for these tier lists. I want to talk about more design and how they actually feel more than anything, because like these numbers can change, and they will change. Like there's no way that Thief is gonna end up with 54k DPS, and there's no way that Elementalist is gonna end up with 37k DPS. There's no way. I would not worry about that, guys. Now it is nice to have it here, but we're gonna try and ignore it as much as we can. Okay, so let's go first. I'm just gonna go literally light, medium, then heavy. I don't know why Guardian is there. That's a bit weird, but sure. And we're gonna be also joining in and testing here as well. Right? Let me just log out and go into my Mesmer, because that's the first one we're gonna go. I think Mesmer is as lost. I really like Mesmer. I really enjoy how it plays out. I really like the mechanic with the little, the little edge mechanic. You can see it right here. I'm just gonna log in. You have the little 2, right? You have the little 2 here, and if you attack it on the edges, you'll get a little clarity effect that will enhance your next attacks, which I think is super cool. It works pretty well on PvE content. It works okay-ish in PvP and War vs. World content. I know that the tipper mechanic is a bit difficult to get value of in those game modes, and I hope they fix that in some way, or maybe make it so you get rewarded more in Warzone and PvP. Maybe you get 2 stacks of clarity in there, something that along those lines. Because in PvE is way easier because the enemies are static. In here, not really, right? Also, I don't really think. I think a lot of another thing that people have talked about, in specifically about most of the weapons, is that they feel very slow, but I don't really think that's the case. Honestly, I think it really seems like it just works well with that quickness and with quickness, in my opinion. And I don't know, I really like the clarity effects, and the rotation is pretty nice as well. Like you just go here, you can do 2, then you go for your 4 to like do the big attack here, then you do 2 again and reset it with 5. Your 5 will reset your 2, and then you can just blast your whole damage, and then your 3. I mean, your 3. You evade an attack, so you can still be useful. It's useful. It does a little damage. And if you want, you can remove conditions with your clarity as well. And if you really want to as well, you can enhance your mental collapse on 5 to get a bit more of a stun on the boss. So everything just seems very fun, right? It just looks. Everything about this weapon is interactive, it's fun, and it works out as well. And it does a good amount of damage, which also gives it a little bit of a nice thing. So yeah, I honestly, this one is just, it just seems like it just works. It just works. Probably one of the ones that really don't have any problems. I'm sure that there are some bugs, and all of these weapons do have a little bit of bugs and inconsistencies that they definitely need to go for, but overall this one seems pretty nice. Ellie staff, I'm gonna put it on A. Because even though it looks beautiful and it looks awesome, right? And just the effects on it they're fucking awesome. They're cool. They have a few bugs. It doesn't really work that well. Overloads, for example, in the etching, they don't really work, which is super weird and shouldn't be that way. I would love to put it in S, but there seems to be a lot of inconsistencies in the way that it works. So I really can't do it. But this also, the effects are maybe a bit too strong, right? Let's be real. Like it's nice and cool, but like at some point you're like, damn, how are you gonna play with that in open world? Like there's no fucking way, right? Like those are gonna have to be, and we have seen actually some mechanics being hidden by those very big etchings. So I really think it's a bit something that needs to be figured out. I have heard a lot of complaints about the abilities being a bit too slow without quickness. Sure if I agree with that. Actually, I think it's good enough. Like, look at that. Like, I was able to do my whole etching right there, very easily, even though I have no quickness, and it didn't really feel very slow either. Like, look at that. And I know you only have like 5 seconds to actually cast this thing, I would probably put it at like 6 maybe, so have a bit more time in case you don't have quickness. I think that would be nice. But I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I also really like the fact that we have this little new dual attack thing that will make you be able to, in Weaver, go back to the full attunement instantly. I think that's super cool, and I'm very glad that they did that. I know that Ripple goes through walls sometimes, which is pretty bad, but I'm sure they'll fix that one as well. And one thing that I will say that I don't really enjoy about this though is the fact that let me just go to Tempest just to show it off, right? Let me just go. Let's just Tempest, right? I really don't like the fact that if you have an etching, okay. Yeah, let's say that I'm on fresh air, I guess. Yeah. Like, man, I wish I would have to have fresh air, wouldn't I? I can go check it. But the point is, yeah, let's go in here and just to be able to demonstrate it. I don't like the fact that you can't do 2 etchings at the same time. I know that it's kind of insane to do it and try it, but with fresh air, you should be able to do it because fresh air will make it so your air attunement gets replenished and you can just go instantly back in air. So what you could do is do etching on air, etching on fire, use your fire etching, cast, prepare your etching on air already, and then go back to air and do the etching on air after the etching on red. But this is not possible, right? Now, it would be very tight to do it, but it's not even possible because, let me just go in here, there we go. Because as soon as you leave your etching on the air, it'll disappear. Look at that. Those were not 5 seconds, but you cannot actually do it anymore. Even though the animation was there, it just doesn't play. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity. It would be super cool to have a fresher spear that does that, and just like instantly like going in here, going to red, boom, 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 get it ready, and then go back and do it again, right? I think that'll be super cool. But it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what I would say. But there you go. That's why I put it here, and I think it's a cool weapon, and I think it's pretty nice. But yeah, it has some issues. Now let's go back to the next one, which is gonna be Necro. 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 I don't think Necro's pretty good. I'll put it at B. I don't think it's the worst thing ever. I think for PvP and roaming and War's World is pretty fun. Maybe for Surge is okay as well. It seems like it needs a bit more power for those situations as well, and definitely in PvE as well. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but the shower mechanic doesn't end up being very fun. Like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, look, you're creating shards and using those shards to actually do more damage and upgrade your abilities, but it doesn't really come off that way at the end. It just seems like you just have your rotation and you just do it over and over again. There's one little cool mechanic, I think, that, you can end up having, like a little cool interaction, and I'm just gonna show her here, but it's not even that cool of an interaction, because the rotation you end up doing, it would be you would go like I think that's what it is. It's like 3, 5, and then you do 4, right? And then you do 2 to spend your shards, and then you use 4 to replenish your 2, and then you do it again. But that's about it. Like, that's the only interesting part about this weapon, right? Yeah, you have the cool extirpate mechanic to actually delete boons of our characters and prevent them to getting more, which is kind of cool, but it's honestly pretty frustrating to play against. It's only gonna be fun for the person who actually plays on the Necro. And also, it does have a very long cast time, which I guess is good design because you can interrupt it. And the animation, look at the animation. You're gonna see this as an enemy, and you're gonna be like, I need to interrupt that now, which is honestly a good design. But it just doesn't really seem like the shard mechanic is very interesting. Yeah, you can see them there, but like, I mean, who cares? Like, I think it would be way more interesting. I don't know. Maybe those shards could be like collected in the floor or something like that, or maybe just have more ways of spending them rather than just perforate. Because that's kind of what it feels like. You do have idle that will make you, if you have a lot of shards, your target will be immobilized, which is nice. But I feel like you should have another way of actually spending your shards. I don't know what it could be, but it just doesn't seem like it's that interesting. But yeah, I think it's gonna have to go to B. I wanted C. Necro needs to stay in Shroud, so I don't really like this play style, spear style. play spear style? Well, you would. Like, what you're gonna end up doing, I don't have the, let's say that, yeah, I mean, the rotation is gonna always be, and we have shown this in the actual rotation of the spear builds, is like you just do this, you do the like one, you go one time on the spear, you drop your wells, and then you go to shroud, and then you just blast, and then you just do it again, right? Like it ends up having the same type of rotation you would have in any other spear spec. Any other necro spec. So I don't think it really changes that much. In some ways, that actually, I think it's weird because like I think it makes it so it's not different enough, but it's also not similar enough. It's a bit weird. I think they just, I don't know, they just doesn't do anything for me, and I think a lot of people have been saying the same thing. I wouldn't put it on C. I don't think it's that bad. I'm not sure if I would put anything on C, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Now let's go for Thief. Thief, I think, what is Thief actually? That is a good question. Thief, I think it's an A actually. I think it's an A. I don't think it's an S, but I think it's an A. I did trash. That's actually, imagine putting solo trash, that's fucked up. I think it's an A. I think it's worse than Ellie just because of the, I know that it works better right now, but I think the design on Ellie is way more interesting. I think, like the abilities on Thief are pretty nice, and the idea is pretty nice, but Ellie's just too cool. Okay, but yeah, we can talk about Thief. Like Thief, the rotation honestly seems pretty interesting. Like I was thinking that maybe you would do 2 all the time, like you do in Thief, and I really was scared of that. But actually, that's not how the rotation ends up going for. The rotation ends up going very. You rotate through all of your abilities, which is exactly what you want, and you also have the possibility of using them depending on another situation, right? Like in PvE, in PvP, in everywhere, which is, I think, the biggest, most important part of the spec, and what it should have tried and done. Because like that's the problem with Thief specs, is that you always end up with just press the same button over and over again. And with Access, it seems like they actually did a good job at fixing that, even though Access did have a lot of trouble. But it seems like this one also did that job very well. As the rotations, all the ones I've seen on other on benchmarks and everything, what they do is they do like 2-3-2, right? I'm pretty sure it's 2-3-2 to finish the big attack on 2, right? Then they go 4 in order to get into the second attack. Wait, there you go, 4. Why is it failing? Well, for some reason it's failing there. I don't know why if my 4 is not working, but okay. Oh, there you go. It fixed now. And then you go 3-3. Well, I was too slow there. But you do 3-3, and then you get your ambush attack, and then you ambush, and then you repeat it. So it's 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 1, and you just do it over and over again. And this seems like a cool rotation to have, to do. And of course, depending on the situation, if you want to get more health, you can go 3-3-3 in order to replenish a bit of your health. You can use your 3 to actually move around as well. You can use your 5 if you're getting attacked to block the next attack and use it to do more damage afterwards as well. And you can just blast 2 as well if you really want to just do a lot of damage or do the full rotation. Of course, you're gonna have to, use utilities in the middle of the rotation. You're gonna have to use dodges if you're playing Daredevil. You're gonna have to use your steal ability as well. There's gonna be more things that go into it while you're changing different specs. So I think it's very cool. The only problem I have with it, I think, is the fact that it doesn't really work that well with Spectre. I mean, it does, but if you go to Spectre, it doesn't really give you... it doesn't really give you any Shadow Force. So what's the point? I mean, you can play it on DPS. I'm pretty sure it does a good amount of DPS. But if you want to go for alacrity, it just doesn't seem like it has any combinations of stuff. Like it just if you press your 3, you will not get any Shadow Force. And then how are you gonna use your Spectre abilities, right? Your Enter Shadow Shroud. Like, I don't know why they didn't let us have this. And I have also heard that there's not that many interactions between specs, but I think overall it's a pretty good weapon, right? I'm sure it's not perfect, but it just seems like the rotation and the idea of it's working pretty well. Honestly, you know what? Even though Ellie, oh man, do I put it even more? Do I put it on S? Oh my god. No. Let's put Thief on S. I'm putting on an S. I'm putting it on S, okay? Because yes, Ellie does look cool, but he has a bit more issues than Thief, I think. Just because of the and just Thief just looks like it just works. It just seems like it works, dude. I know that in PvP it's just not. I've heard that it's better to use on other weapons. I get it. But just in the design that it has, like those things can be fixed with like a bit more power, a bit more bonusing different abilities. I think the design is just so well done. And this one still has some issues that need to be recorded to actually play it very well. At least sounds good, doesn't work. I think it still works. It's just that it has issues. It has issues. Now, next one, NG. NG. Oh, oh my god, I think it's C, dude. I don't think it's good. I think it's bad, dude. I don't think it does dogs anything, dude. I think it's so boring. I think it's so boring, guys. I actually do. Like, I think it's so bad. I don't know. Like, it's super boring. Like, the animations are kind of nice, but like, what do you even do? Like, it's actually so like, I don't know how it's possible that every time they do an NG weapon, they fuck it up. And it sounded so good when they actually did it, when they actually showed it to us. But like, it doesn't do anything. Like yeah, you get like focus, on enemies, but like what does that do? Like, you're gonna be focusing one guy and you're gonna be attacking it, and that's like, how does this change my gameplay at all? Like, it doesn't. It just doesn't. You just have the same rotation over and over again, and the weapon is not even that strong. So you end up using bomb kits and fucking grenades and all this other stuff to like supply the fact that, you know, it doesn't do damage in the first place. So I don't know. I think it's just the gameplay is just not good. We can go check it out a little bit, but like the focus, and honestly, you know how how I would fix this one? First, I would get more cool interactions on whenever something is focused, right? And also I would make it so you can actually put more focused targets than just one. I mean, I know you can. Can you even? I don't think I've ever been able to actually do that while I was playing. It was always only the one. Like, that way would make it a bit more interesting. Also, like, I don't know, make me care about 3, because like this is a cool attack, right? And maybe I'm missing something, but I'm always getting only one little spear. Like, what if like the more focus targets you have, the more spears you get at the end, and then you can spam a fucking huge like 4 spears in, right? I think that'll be pretty cool, right? But it just doesn't seem like there's any interaction between the idea of the spec and, well, anything from the spec. It just seems very boring. Yeah, it just doesn't really work, I don't think, at all. And the animations are nice though. Like, the 3 is pretty cool, right? Like, that's pretty cool. But like, honestly, this one as well, like lightning rod, I feel like it should be like, okay, you attack the focused. Yeah, it should definitely be that way. Like, it should definitely be like, you have a focus target, you have it right there, right? And you press 3, and if an enemy, another enemy is close to this while you're pressing 3, they get focused as well. And then this becomes literally gets like multiple of the spears, and you blast them into one target, into the focus target, and just fucking blast. Also, another cool thing would be nice if you have like 2 different types of focus, like maybe one priority focus and multiple small focuses, in order to make this a bit more interesting. But it really doesn't seem like we have enough here to get anything really going. Like, this is just not. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think it's very fun. And the leap, I don't know. Yeah, the leap is not really. Yeah, the leap is also kind of. It is the biggest, most important attack as well, and it just doesn't feel that good. Like, the animation is not that interesting. Like, what? Yeah, it's like, okay, I guess that's nice. I don't know. I really don't think it's very good, and I haven't heard anyone talking about it in other game modes either. So it really seems very disappointing. I think they're really gonna have to like cook on this one to actually make it work. Considering the fact that shortbow was so boring, they're gonna have to go in and do that as well. They're gonna have to find a way. So, because they really, NG can't eat badly twice. We have first shortbow and then this. Need to save them. Save the NG mains. They deserve it. Okay. Now Ranger. I know a lot of people. Maybe this is controversy. Maybe this is a controversial statement, but I think I'm putting it on an A. I'm putting it on A. I don't even care. I know a lot of people are complaining a lot because it is kind of a buggy weapon. I know there are certain attacks that literally just don't even land sometimes. But I think the idea is pretty fun. I like the idea of, hey, you know, you're in... I hate the fact that most of the specs right now on Guild Wars 2 are specs that you have to press all the buttons, okay? You have to press all the buttons for it to actually work. I like the idea that in this one, you press one button for damage, and the other two buttons, you can use them normally a little bit like for a bit of damage, but you can save them in order for different types of utility. I think that's pretty cool. I do think it's kind of annoying the way that stealth works and how easily it can be broken, and how the fact that after you use one, you can actually, you're revealed, so you can use any of the stealth abilities again for a bit. I do think it probably should happen. I don't think you should be able to spam should you be able to spam the stealth? I feel like if you do, the problem is that if you do that, everyone's gonna just do 5 and then into 2 and then 5 into 2 instantly, right? And over and over again. I guess you do have a cooldown though. I guess it wouldn't really happen. Maybe you just don't. What is the point of this? Like, it has 5 seconds. Like, would that ever happen? No, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe the rebuild part is not. Maybe the rebuild part should only be for PvP and War Result and not for PvE. Because, like, you still, like, even if you have 2 stealth attacks, you can just do 5-2, 5-2. You're gonna have to wait for the cooldown to go off. So you can save it. You can, you do your 2, boop, do damage, and then be like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm not stealthing because I'm waiting. And then maybe, oh shit, I need to CC. I'm gonna use 5-4 in order to CC. Fog. And then, I'm gonna use 5-3 for make an unblockable pierce attack. Awesome. Oh no, actually, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna do 5-2 to do a bit more damage again. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the rebuild part seems a bit unnecessary. For PvP and War Result, I definitely get it. You don't want them to be stealthed all the time. For sure. But for PvE, I don't really see it. I do think maybe the Oz Flight, this one specifically, should have a bit more stuff going on. Like, I mean, on being unblockable and piercing is nice in PvE, but is it enough? Maybe like a bit of condition cleansing or maybe a little bit of healing would be nice. The 5, what does the 5 even do? Crippled, you become excited with Hunt, getting super speed. The super speed is actually pretty cool, actually. I think it is actually. The fact that you can 5 into super speed, that's pretty nice. But overall, I think the design of the weapon is very good. Even if it doesn't do damage right now, I think the playstyle is fun. It does have a lot of bugs, hitboxes. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure that this one, the Warclaw engaged, I don't know, I'm lagging. It sometimes literally just doesn't hit, even though it should. I know there's a lot of issues with this and inconsistencies, but I'm hoping that those will be fixed, of course. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. So I like it. I like it. I think it's good. Next one, we have, I guess we did all of the medium ones. Now we have to go to the heavy ones. Now, Guardian. Guardian is A. Is it even... I'll put Guardian on A, but low A, because honestly, even though it's a very, very cool spec and a very cool spear, and it looks nice, and the rotation feels nice, it doesn't really do that much. Like, you end up just feeling like you're just doing the rotation on cooldown. Like, the elimination effect, I don't ever think about it. Like, I just like, okay, I need to press these buttons. Nice. I'm always illuminated. Literally all the time. Okay? I never think about it. Right? Like, if you're using the illumination, right, mechanic, you will get your next attack, spear attack, illuminate it, you'll do more stuff with it. But during the rotation, you just, you know, you'll always be illuminated because the previous one let you illuminate. And now you press your 5 as well, and now you have a symbol that makes every one of your abilities illuminated as well. So it just doesn't seem very interactive at all. Also, I don't really like the fact that Heli Rush is a thing, because like, oh, you have a little thing right here. But it's part of the rotation. So if you want to attack something that is here, you have to spam it so you don't fuck up and go through the enemy and keep attacking. Also, it kind of sucks the fact that the auto attack, even though it looks nice, if you start walking while The hitbox is just just fucking bugged. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Oh man, it is it is a bit weird. It is a bit weird. That being said, I do think the animations are pretty cool. I think the rotation is pretty nice in PvE. I know that in War vs. World it's pretty useful. I've heard it very good. But I do like the 4, for example. I really like this animation. I think that's pretty cool. I like the 5, that is pretty cool. The 3 is okay. The 2 is just, it's a bit weird. Okay, I don't know what's happening there. Okay, I don't know. Honestly, should I put it on B? It's not worse than Necro. Maybe I should put it on B. Maybe I should have to put it on B. Oh. It's just not enough. It's just not enough to be A. It's not enough to be A. It hurts me because I do enjoy it, but it's just not enough. It has so many issues. And I'm sure that I'm missing a lot of bugs and stuff like this as well. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. The elimination system does not work. In order to make it work, you would have to make it so, like, kind of like what Renegade does. Like, your next spear attack is illuminated, but the next spear attack will not illuminate the next one. Because otherwise, you're not really thinking about it. You're just pressing, like, as long as you press one button after the other, you'll get, everything will be illuminated, right? It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work at all. So yeah, not good. Not good. Next one. Let's delete Darren's mommy. I love calling my characters beta characters Darren's mommy. Yes, I love it. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna create another one. Let's go for Rev next time. Rev. Oh, Rev. Oh man, I feel bad. I don't want to say it, guys. Is it C or is it a B? I don't think it's C. I don't think it's as bad as NG, okay? Because the biggest problem is that it has no energy management. Okay, that is the biggest problem. It's worse than Necro, I will say though, right now. It feels worse than Necro. Because like, okay, the idea is pretty cool, right? I mean, honestly, it works, right? Hey, you have your 5, boom, you press your 5, you blast your 5. It's very slow though. Oh my god, without quickness. Oh my god, can you please be faster? Jesus Christ. And then you use your 4, 3, and 2 in order to make your 5 go a bit lower cooldown and get more stacks, right? You can see the stacks because I'm fucking not in combat, but I'll go there. Which is a cool idea, right? And it's not super complex and it's not super interactive, but it's nice. You buff yourself with 5, you do 4, 3, 2 to get more 5s, so you do more damage and you become more cool with the shroud. Cool idea. But holy fuck, the energy management is so bad. You can't play this. You can't play it. It is unplayable. You lose all of your energy in any spec that is not Vindicator. Even a Vindicator is a lot. And Vindicator is not Condi, so you can't even play it. Renegade is impossible to fucking play without losing your mind. Same thing for Herald. It is so annoying. Yeah, why do the 4 mines not do anything? Yeah, that's also true. Like, the mines, even though they look cool, you should be able, also, they're kind of inconsistent. Sometimes you spawn more than other ones. Like, I'm always spawning 3. Some people are spawning 4. I don't know why. But there should be another one. You use a 3, and there should be a flip over that makes the balls come to you and attack whatever you want to attack. That's definitely should be the case. And if you make them explode, all of them, guess what? It should give you an universal race. Right? It should give you, if all the 3 goes to one target, it should give you an universal race for free. That's what it should be. Now, I definitely look at the idea of, because whenever, okay, so let me just go in here and show you on Golem. Space one Golem. So, you know, whenever you use your 5, you start becoming, you start becoming evil. Look at that. I'm crushing the abyss, right? And you start becoming redder and redder, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And eventually you get to 5 stacks and you become insane, right? You become super powerful, right? Look at me. And now I'm powerful, so I should be doing all my abilities, right? Well, you can actually change weapons and they'll explode and do a lot of damage, which is super cool. A good idea to make it actually worth for you to be, to actually change weapons and not staying on spear all the time. Pretty cool. And also you keep the effect on yourself. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. I'm sure they'll, well, I guess you just always have it now. That's pretty awesome, honestly. But as I said before, because of the amount of energy that it has, it just doesn't seem like it works very well. And it's so slow. Like, this needs to be faster. It can't be this slow, like, without quickness. It just has to be faster than this. The animations, though, are pretty cool. It's just missing a little bit. You know what? You know what? No, I'm putting it over Necro. I'm putting high B tier. Because you know what? The only problems that it has is some balance problems around energy. I don't know why they always have this issue with Revenant weapons. They just forget that they have energy. But I think that's enough. And the weapon works. The ideas are cool. There's only two things that you change. Like, and the three, you know, it should be manipulated in some way. But that's about it, right? Even with quickness is slow. Yeah, even with the quickness is slow. So that's the only problem. I don't think it's really that hard to find. It doesn't require a rework. I would almost put it at A, but let's put it high B. And now for the last one, Warrior. Warrior. Let me, actually, I'm not gonna put it yet. I wanna think about it. I am actually not sure where to put it. Warrior is fun, but it's a warrior weapon. It just does damage. That's what it does, right? You go in there, you use your abilities, you do damage to the enemy, you feel powerful, that's it. There's not really that much interaction between anything. Other than being in PvP on Spellbreaker, because your F1 will make you dodge, which is super cool. Look, the point is that there's a beautiful clip, okay? There's a beautiful clip of a Spellbreaker going, you know, dodge attack on your F1, okay? Because you jump, you jump and you dodge, then into full counter, so they can't attack them, right? They trigger it, they do F1 again, they use their greatsword 3 to fucking blast them and get away, evade again, then use F1 again on spear to like attack them and evade. It is omega fucking crazy. It is super fun. It is very annoying to play against, I will say that, but holy fuck, that's fucking awesome. I think it's pretty cool. I think that works pretty well for Spellbreaker. I think it's a Spellbreaker weapon 100%. Now it works on Berserker as well, but mainly because you can just change it for Greatsword. Like, you can just go axe, right, and just blast, right, and just, you know, just do a lot of damage. Typical, you know, Berserker gameplay, right? You just blast around, and then you go in, you change the spear, and start blasting again, right? With your fucking spear attacks. Look at that. Boop, 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 boop. Now, they do seem like they don't hit that much, and I'm not really sure if I like that. Like, it really doesn't seem like they're even hitting him. I think the animation there is a bit fucked. But overall, it's pretty cool. Now, I will say that the 3, I think we need a leap, a gap closer, because we have our 3 that knocks us back, but we have no way to actually come back to the enemy. And because of the ability of, like, hey, you know, if you are close to the enemy, you do more damage, you should have a gap closer of some sort. Otherwise, you're never going to use this. You're never going to use it. Now, this kind of gets fixed with something like Spellbreaker, because you have, or in PP as well, because you have your greatsword, right? And, you know, you have your bow to jump on top of people. But other than that, it seems like it's missing something, right? It almost feels like, in my opinion, I think it's even like, man, it almost feels like there should be 2 effects happening and on all the weapons, right? One effect for range, one effect for close, right? Not just do more damage, right? Like, maybe, you know, this one that knocks enemies back, if you're close, that'll be nice, right? If you're close to the enemy, you go backwards. If you're far away from the enemy, you leap inwards, right? For this one, it could be like, enemies using a skill 1 stack are additionally interrupted and dazed, immobilized. I don't know. Actually, I don't know about this one, but do something, okay? Do something so I actually feel like I want to be close or far away. For 2, I guess this could just be the damage one. I guess it's fine. And Spearmaster support, make it so if you're, this is supposed to, like, you know, those attacks are supposed to, like, get close to you, right? And start, like, following you. If you're close to the, like, if you're far away, it follows you. And if you're close to the boss, maybe you just do more and use a C, or, I don't know, something like that, right? Something different that makes you actually play around it, right? I don't know. It just seems like there's not enough interaction between being ranged and close to the enemy. It just seems like you always want to be close and you're being punished for using your 3. That kind of sucks. You still have your utility skills to close gaps? Yeah, for sure. I just wish that the whole weapon has it on its kit already. That's what I was like. Because it just doesn't seem that interesting. It just doesn't seem that fun like the other ones. I think there's just not enough interactivity, and the other ones do have this kind of, like, you know, like playstyle that changes depending on the situation. This one just doesn't have that, I don't think, which I think is the biggest problem. Also, the 5 is kind of buggy. So, you know, if sometimes you press it and you're supposed to like follow the target and it doesn't follow it. And it doesn't do any damage. Unlucky. And there's a few other bugs like this. So, I don't know. It doesn't have enough ways to stack attackers inside. I don't think so. I think it says the same as if you would bring like hammer, right? Because you have this two, you have 2 CCs and you also have combo finishers as well. So the Texas Inside actually does work enough for what I understand. Maybe it's like a little bit less, but it still does more damage, I'm pretty sure. So it doesn't really matter at the end for Spellbreaker. But yeah, I think this one needs a bit of more work, but it's getting there. I think the idea is fine. It just make every ability do something close and something on range. And also give them better animations. Like Paragon is kind of like a little paladin with wings, right? Give them some wings. I don't know, do something, right? On your F1, make it grow wings whenever you're fucking doing that jump. Like, how did it stay in the fucking air that much? Like, of course you should have wings there. Come on, like, come on. It's so easy, Edit. Go do it, okay? And also, when you're in Berserker mode, I'm just gonna say it, on Spear, you should have wings all the time, dude. Fiery wings. That's what you should have, okay? All the time. That would be big. That would be huge, okay? So give me that, ain't it? Come on. And also make the F1 hit more. Like, this is just... What is that? It just doesn't feel like it's very impactful. Like, what is that? I don't know. It just doesn't, it should be every time you go, one spear goes in. But there you go, that's my thing. And I guess we put it on B. Should I put it on A? No, it's B. It's B. It's B. It's like same as Revenant. It could be here or it could be here. I think that's what it is. That's what I would put it. Yeah, I think that's where I would. I think that's what I would do. Yeah. Overall, we have some good potential here. For a beta, I don't think this is bad. The only one that really is like in trouble is Energy Weapon. I think the Energy Spear is holy fuck. What are we doing? What is happening here? We need a bit of a rework here, okay? Everything on B is easily fixable, I think. Maybe Necro is the one that is needed more time, but these 3 of them, they're pretty, just change a few things and how they work and you're good. A, it just needs a little bit of polish. S and S+, I mean, they're pretty good. Put Ellie in Habub tier. Sure, I'll create a new one. Okay, sure, let's do this. Let's change it. Let's change it just for you. You're right. No, you're right. No, you're right. Let's do this. B, look at this. B, C, and then this Habub. Okay. Oh man, let's put it here as well. There we go. Look at this. There we go. Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy, Archmage? There you go. Habub. It's fixed. I mean, look, it's true. They do this. They are above Ranger, so I guess this makes sense. Oh wait, my face is covering it. Whoops. There you go. That's better. Whoopsies. My face is too big. Unlucky. But yeah, I think that's the best way of putting it here. It looks so much more depressing now that I put a new thing here. It almost looks like everything's in the bottom. And I don't think anything is trash. If anything, NG would be trash, but I don't really think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's overall a pretty okay beta. I will say though, they should have been more careful with the DPS. Like the benchmarks are not enough. Like there's no reason to have Ellie doing 37k. There's no reason to have fucking Ranger do 38k. There's no reason for Revenant to do 36k. Okay? Nobody's playing these classes, even though they're fun, because they don't do any damage. You have to be more careful when saying it. You need to do it, because otherwise people get the wrong impression about the weapons on the beta. And I know that people say, well, beta is a beta, and I get it, and it's true, but people make the decision on whether to buy the game with this. You have to be careful. You don't want the people not buying the expansion because they have a bad impression on the beta. Okay? And I've heard people say that. And I do think it's kind of dumb, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. That does not mean it doesn't happen. So there you go. That is the meme. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me how wrong I am about every beautiful opinion I had, and I'll tell you what you're wrong and I'm right. Or maybe I'll apologize because I was right. I was wrong. I don't know. But there you go. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Go to my Ko-fi if you want to support me. Go to my Twitch live to watch me live. And see you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.